Hey lovelies, welcome to another exciting episode here at Sini's Corner. If you're just coming to this channel for the first time, my name is Ezine. I often talk about personal and career development and entertainment stuff in between. And to my existing subscribers, thank you for sticking around with me. So today on the channel, we are going to be talking about how to manage toxic bosses. How to manage a toxic boss, or rather a difficult boss or difficult colleagues. Essentially, in our everyday working life, you get to meet some bosses, some managers, or even colleagues that we term toxic or difficult. So today the topic on the channel is how to manage such bosses. So sometimes when you think about toxic bosses or difficult bosses, sometimes you get ideas like, can I just blow this person? But no, this is not about being violent. Please do not be violent at work. That will get you sacked. Do not blow them. Rather, this is how to handle them or manage them diplomatically, tactically, and skillfully. Let's get right into the topic. So, who are toxic bosses or who are difficult bosses? So, generally, the kind of bosses people often refer as toxic or difficult are, those kind of bosses that you're working with, and you're like, can you ever do anything right for these people? Yes, those are the toxic bosses. So, how do you manage this kind of people when you're working with them in a professional setting or semi professional setting? Essentially, everybody knows working with this kind of people is so hard, such that it can even affect your professional life, moving up the professional ladder or just having that general peace of mind at work, right? So, how do you manage this kind of people in your day to day life when you encounter them at work? Number one, keep track of your good work and don't ever miss the opportunity to talk about them. This is very important. So, you want to always ensure that you are keeping track of your good work because, again, difficult bosses are people, they might find it difficult to acknowledge when you've done something good. They might find it difficult to um, acknowledge your hard work, your good work. And when you're working and these things are not being acknowledged, it might affect your promotion. So always keep track of your good works and do not miss any opportunity to talk about them in the office. When you do something that you feel like is commendable or should be commended, talk about it. If you don't talk about it, who will? So keep track of your good work and don't miss any good opportunity to talk about it. Talk about it to people who matter. Talk about it to people um who would give you that promotion you want. Talk about it when others are celebrating their wins. Talk about it because you can't talk about it too much. Like, you literally cannot, you have to be your own cheerleader, because if you're waiting for this supposedly difficult boss, it won't come. So do not miss every opportunity, every good opportunity to talk about your good work. Keep track of them. Number two, be organized and don't be caught unawares. This is actually super important, guys. You want to be so organized that you don't want to be caught unawares. I mean, if you're disorganized, you're already working with somebody who is difficult, and then you don't want to be disorganized again, because essentially what being a disorganized person will do for you is that you will give room for too much criticism. You are giving room for this so-called person to have something to talk about that you have done. So you want to be as organized as possible, just so that you're not caught unawares. Be organized in terms of your workspace, be organized with your management of your task, be organized in terms of your delivery in delivering on your deliverables, be organized with to the best of your ability. This is one of the best way you can handle working under a difficult or toxic manager. You want to be as organized as you can, just so that you are not caught unaware. Just so that there is nothing he or she would have to say that, oh, this person has done. So when you're organized, you find out that as as more organized as you are, the better for you. You get it makes it easy for you to not have to be criticized all the time by this person, by this boss. It makes it easy for you to not have to um, be under their constant or consistent scrutiny. So, yes, be as organized as you can just so that you're not caught away. And the third and last point, which I think is actually one of the most, I mean, all the points are important, but I think this third point is one of the most interesting. Third point is document every agreement. Guys, now what does this mean? I'm going to give you guys an example with this one. Document every agreement. Let no agreement end verbally. For example, this boss of yours or this colleague of yours or this manager of yours says, oh, we have a meeting. This meeting is by 9 o'clock, right? It was spoken verbally. What is the next thing to do? Go to your email or or Teams chat or Slack or whatever it is you guys communicate with at work and say, oh, sequel to our conversation, the meeting has been scheduled for 9 o'clock. Just in case, now you might ask, why should I do this? This is just in case that, remember, you're dealing with a difficult person. Just in case this person, this boss comes up and say, oh, who said you should schedule a meeting by 9? You say, but you did. And then when did I do? You have something to refer to. Documentation. So guys, I can't even begin to say how important documentation is when you're working under a very difficult manager or a toxic boss or difficult colleagues. Document. Another example, let's say tax was given to you and the tax is XYZ, and you have you had a conversation verbally with this person. Send an email. Hello, dear this person, sequel to our conversation, this is to confirm or this is to acknowledge that you gave me tax ABC. Evidence, documentation, just so that tomorrow, and they say, oh, who asked you to do ABC? You said, oh, but you did. When? You pull up the email. Documentation. So I can't even begin to overemphasize on how important it is to document when you're dealing with somebody who is difficult, when you're dealing with a difficult boss, a difficult colleague, a difficult manager, or toxic, as we might call it. And yes, document, document. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short episode. Let me know if you have actually dealt or worked directly under a difficult manager or supervisor or colleague. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. How did you manage it? Let's talk, guys. So let me know, have you ever worked under a difficult manager or a difficult boss or even a colleague, those annoying kind of managers that you be like, oh god, you wake up every day and be like, oh lord. So let me know how you have managed this at work. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this episode, please do not forget to give me a thumbs up, share this video, and do not forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you guys, and I'll see you again in my next episode. Peace and light.